Welcome everyone. Happy Friday. Hope you're having a wonderful Friday so far. Over here, the snow is beginning to melt. It's starting to get warm. I looked on the forecast the other day, it said 70 degrees next week. Oh man, I'm ready for all the snow to go away and spring to be here. And for all the spring pre-releases to show up for all the action figures I've pre-ordered. Right? Right, Krieg? Hey, Krieg, welcome in. Mattis, welcome. Lucian, welcome. CD Toypix, welcome. Domestic Caveman, welcome. Guys, I'm so glad you're here. But anyway, I got some toy news to talk about today. All of the Maul Shadow Legends action figures have been revealed. And to be honest, I'm not super impressed. I don't know. I'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. But you know, there's some other toy news too. Actually, this is probably one of the lightest weeks in toy news. I don't know, in a very long time. So plenty of time for Q&A, all that good stuff. Everyone, we got Dork Studios here. Welcome, fellow Dork. Sirdork and Dork Studios together. Man, this is the dream. Right? That's that's so crazy. But anyway, some housekeeping stuff here. So let's see. I posted another mega review, which came out yesterday on Thursday, which is a dinosaur mega review. A bunch of Hammond collection dinos and some other ones too. That's Smilodon from Crave Bee Studio that I bought a while ago. That's included in the mega review. So that's up on the channel if you're interested. Coming up this weekend, got another video as always, and it's going to be my first of another new kind of video format. It's called Mega Unboxing. Everything's mega. Yep. Hey Venom. So this video is basically kind of like what happens is, I buy tons of action figures for this channel, of course, so I can review and make videos and stuff. And sometimes I buy things that just kind of get put on the back burner, and then I just don't ever get to them. And I have these piles of figures that I'm like, well, it's too late for me to make a video on them because they're not relevant anymore. They're kind of oiled, and like I still want to open them. And what do I do with these? I don't want to sell them. So what I did is I've compiled them all and opened a ton of them up in one video for a mega unboxing. John McCarson over here is like, I loved the mega video. Well, prepare for another mega style of video. So this is the mega unboxing. So it's going to be kind of like a mail haul, but I'm just like opening up tons of action figures. So that's coming up on Sunday. And the first one of those is coming up, and hopefully that one's good. I think it's pretty good. It's a long one, so it's not a very long video. So yeah, Lucian, you're right, man. A mega video. So that's coming up. That's pretty great. Also, another. I talked about this last week, but it's coming up later this month. I'm gonna be doing a toy show. So this is the if you're in the the Northeast, New England, New York, anywhere in the Northeast of the U.S., to come on over to the Great American Toy Show, presented by ChrisCon, in everyone's favorite Taunton, Massachusetts. The big, beautiful Taunton. Everyone knows Taunton all over the world. Hey, Nora, it's good to see you, man. So yeah, I'm going to be, I have two tables. Well, I have one table, two table space at this show. I'm going to be selling a bunch of my old figures and also selling a bunch of my Sirdork crap. Sirdork merch. I've got a bunch of posters that I'll be selling of my photos, and actually just today put in a big order for a bunch of new prints. So that's going to be great. What's this new accent we're hearing? I don't know, Mom. Well, first, everyone, please say hello to my mom in the live chat. Hi, Mom. I have no idea. Am I talking differently than I usually do? I have no idea. But anyway, the Great American Toy Show, last year's one was awesome. It was so much fun. So a lot of people stopped by and, said hey and got to meet a lot of great people. It was so fun. So much fun. Please come to this toy show, and we can hang out. Plus, you can find some great toys. Please, please go. Um, yeah, please come. I would love to see you. I would love to see you. So I always appreciate when everyone is saying hi to my mom in the chat, but please don't call her Mrs. Dork, because that makes her sound like that she's like my wife. It's my mom. So do like Mama Dork or something. Mrs. Dork is weird. So just, it's so nice that you're saying that, but maybe a different a prefix would be better. It's okay. That happens every time. There we go. Mama Dork is better. That's good. So come to the Great American Toy Show. Honestly, I would really love to see it. I'm probably going to be talking about it every single week until it happens. It's coming up. Oh, and the date. I didn't even talk about the date. The date is it's coming up. It's at it's the 21st, March 21st. So it's coming up. It's coming up real quick. March 21st. Cool. So also, to all of my friends who are action figure collectors, but if you're into board games as well, I have some really important news for you, because my girlfriend Nadia, this would be Miss Dork, MS. This would be more appropriate. Nadia has started her own board game channel called Nadia Plays Games, and she's putting out some quality content. And Sirdork makes an appearance in some videos here and there. But please go and check out Nadia's her Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. She's got all three. And if you are looking for the easiest way to go, I have her stuff linked in the description of the video, or just search Nadia Plays Games. And the board game life is real. Board game life is real. I'm an action figure nerd, as most of us here are. She's a board game nerd, and I very quickly am becoming a board game nerd as well. Not quite the same as her, but CD Toy Picks is a board game geek. There you go. So the main content is how to, like, really quick videos on how to play games, which is great, because if you want to play a new game, learning how to play it first is a pain in the butt unless you know somebody who can just teach you. So this is what she just started. But she's pumping out stuff quick, and she's really good at it. So definitely go check out Nadia Plays Games. Go ahead. She got 85 followers. Let's go to 100 by the end of the day. Let's do it. Okay. Also, today I'm drinking a G Fuel. This is the flavor of which I'm drinking is this one. It's a Goku flavor, Super Saiyan Lemonade. And I actually added a little bit of blue raspberry to it, so it's got a little bit of a green tint to it. And it's really good. And if you want to get some G Fuel, you go to the link in the description. And if you use my code, you get 20% off. I don't think anyone's used it yet. So, big fan of G Fuel. It's actually really good. It's I love G Fuel. Okay. I think that's all of the housekeeping. And also, if you have any good questions, I'll be doing a good Q&A at the end of the live stream. I'll be happy to answer them then. And probably, the Q&A will come a lot quicker today, because toy news is very light. Very, very light. So, all right, here we go. Pulling up the news. Where's the news? Oh, Cypher, it's on Cypher's birthday. Sirdork, it's my birthday on the 8th of March, day after tomorrow. Can you give me a shout out, please, for my birthday? Happy birthday, Cypher. Happy birthday, my friend. Happy early birthday. So what, Sunday? Cool. Have a good Sunday. There you go. Venom. Okay, here we go. I've got the news. So, the first of the news is it's a new Haya toy. A new Haya. Haya Toys announces Destroyer. Now Destroyer from Godzilla vs. Destroyer, the 1995 movie, now comes to Hayatori's Exquisite Basic series. So I'm going to be fully transparent. I have not watched this one yet. So most people who like Godzilla and follow me probably know, had a big Godzilla had nosedive last year. I just started binging a bunch of old and new Godzilla, and that's why I started buying the action figures. This is one I have not watched yet. I have not watched this one yet. And constantly, this is one I would get recommendations of, and I haven't watched it yet. But this is a pretty, Destroyer. I know him just from seeing him and see the action figures, stuff like that. So here we go. This is the 22nd entry in the Godzilla series. A war-weathered Godzilla and Godzilla Jr. face a foe. Oh, Godzilla Jr. faced. That's cool. He's in this one. All right, now I should definitely watch it. Face a foe born of the aftermath of 1954's Godzilla in an apocalyptic battle with an evil monster destroyer. It depicts the fierce battle between Godzilla and a new monster, Destroyer, a creature born 41 years from the effects of the oxygen destroyer. So about the figure, the brand new Exquisite Basic series Destroyer action figures based on its appearance in the movie, featuring sharply defined layers, skin across the chest, shoulders and thighs, enhancing powerful and menacing appearance. Translucent materials are applied to the horns and eyes to heighten visual impact, while the wings are constructed from flexible PVC, while the wire inside providing. Okay, so we got some wire in the wings. Okay. We've seen other Hayatoys do that. Standing approximately 21 centimeters tall. How many inches is that? Hey, go figure, go. Oh, the next season of Monarch. I've only watched the first episode so far. It's awesome. It's so awesome. Mattis says, reminds me of some of the bad costumes from Power Rangers. I will agree with you. But I will also say the costumes from Power Rangers are outrageously amazing. Like the costume design in Power Rangers is honestly probably the most impressive part about Power Rangers, which is crazy because like every single episode, you've got this giant, massive costume that someone's wearing. And honestly, I think it's incredible. I think it's the most impressive about Power Rangers. So, but hey, they're very cheesy. So I will give you that. I will give you that. So this is gonna be $116. $116. So it's a big boy. He's flying around. So it's weird because I look at him and he looks and feels like a Godzilla, but I'm thinking he's gonna be a lot bigger. I wish they had another figure to compare him to, in the photos. So the wings are gonna be big. So he's got a lot going on. So that's why the 116. I don't know, 116 is pretty big. Okay, so he's $99, but with the U.S. tariff included, he's 116, which 99 is still more than a typical Goji, but he looks pretty amazing. Maybe I gotta watch this movie, huh? Maybe I should. So that's coming. Release time is going to be Q2 of 2027. So we've got over a year. It's crazy how far some companies like release or reveal their figures so far ahead. Like we've got over a year until you're going to be able to get this. And there are some companies like McFarlane or whatever, like domestic companies that will you pre-order it and then you'll get it in like 5 months or less. It's crazy. Mattis says, my OCD is going through the roof. Why isn't he just 21 centimeters and not 21.6 or 22? You know? I don't know. But Haya Destroyer is coming. It is coming. And huge props to the photographer. All these photos are great. And I will say these photos are a lot different than the their typical photos. I think what they'll try to do is try to match the tone of the movie that it's from to kind of get the feeling, in the photo. So here we go. Coming up next, there's only like 2 more things before the main topic. It's crazy. It's Godzilla. So Godzilla -1. We've got the little form of him that you see early in the movie. You know, when you first see him, he kind of looks like a dinosaur. Oh, so Nadia's here. She's in a work meeting right now. Y'all are still my OG chat. Love you, dorks. Hope you are all enjoying the Dorkcast. And thanks to those who followed and subscribed to her. That's awesome. Thank you. Yes, I agree. Anyone who has gone and subscribed to her new channel, thank you. That's so awesome. So awesome. So earlier in the movie, you see a basically like a young Godzilla, kind of. He hasn't fully grown up yet, and so this is that figure. And there you go. This is a great comparison. I'm not particularly interested in this. I don't think I'm going to get this just because I don't know. This doesn't scratch the itch for me. It's just for Godzilla. It's not. It's just this just seems like not a. He's quite literally not a fully formed Godzilla yet, which makes me think I don't really want that. He's not a fully formed Godzilla, but that's just how my brain works. But Jason says, "What does it look more like a T-Rex than Godzilla?" He does. He actually, I will say he looks kind of like a T-Rex. He looks like a dinosaur for sure. But it makes sense, when you watch the movie, stuff like that. And Go Figure Go says, "Why does his tail look like it's nubbed off at the end?" It does kind of look like it's nubbed off. That's true. It's just he's still little. He hasn't grown up yet. Anyway, so there's that. That's coming out. Pre-orders were open this month. Today, it's up for pre-order. He's up for pre-order. So there's that. Hey, Landon. Sirdork, thank you for getting me into collecting figures. I've made a lot of TikToks about all my figures. I just suck at posing them. Hey, you know what? I get a lot of comments that say my posing sucks. So, Landon, don't even worry about it. It's probably better than mine. So, congrats on your channel. And the more you do it, the better it gets. The better you get. My problem with posing is I don't spend enough time. Like when I'm doing it, I'm like, that's good. That's fine. And so this actually just came up today. And this is from Nanmu Studios. So Nanmu Studios does the awesome dinosaur figures. They're kind of like, it's almost like they're calling them a third party company because they're clearly making Jurassic Park figures, specifically dinosaurs from Jurassic Park, but they're not licensed. But that is definitely what they're basing them off of. It says, this says here, after the Spring Festival holiday, we're back to work, full steam ahead. We've finalized one colorway for the Once and Future King 2.0 and validated 2 tracking eye systems. Since the 2 head sculpts have different eye spacing, these systems can't be shared, so we'll make separate molds. So I'm not really sure what this even is, to be honest. It seems like one of their Smart Series articulated T-Rexes. Oh, maybe that's why it is that I'm thinking. Maybe this is just for their statues and not for their articulated ones. And so this is so Drummer says Ember from Jurassic World Rebirth. That's what this one is. This is. So, okay, I got all excited. I was like, is this another new T-Rex paint, like the Alpha Souvenir? The Alpha Sovereign. So, okay, so now that I'm looking at this, that's what it is. This is just one of their statues. I got all excited. Sorry if I got you excited. I hate when I do that. When I pull something up to talk about it, and then I don't realize that this actually wasn't what I wanted to share until I'm live. So that's all the toy things except for what the main topic is, which is crazy, right? So the main topic is here. Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord, which is animated show coming up soon. Domestic Caveman, yes, that's the one. That's the one. That is correct. So I have it all linked in the description too, by the way. So Maul Shadow Lord, the animated Star Wars series, is coming out soon. It's coming out. When was it coming out? Is it coming out in May? Which I'm personally incredibly excited for this. I love Darth Maul, and I'm a Phantom Menace baby forever. Um, and I'm excited to see this. Will probably be the last. I feel like this will be the last of the Darth Maul stories told, because we saw there's a big chunk of time where we missed what's happened to Maul after Clone Wars, and then where he shows up in Rebels. So there's a big chunk of that story that hasn't been told yet. And other than that, there's nothing else, unless they want to still tell stories about Darth Maul, before he shows up in Phantom Menace, which there is some old legends stuff about that. But anyway, the show's coming out. I'm very excited, and now we have some of the first action figures from the show. And I'm saying first because I'm thinking there's going to be a lot more reveals and surprises in the show, and we'll probably get more figures then. And so we've got four figures, and to be honest, I'm not crazy excited for any of these, including the Maul, which is weird. So I'll get yeah, Apertoy, you're getting right where what I'm about to say. So let me get into what we got coming. So, hello. So Hasbro Pulse. This is directly from Hasbro Pulse. Power doesn't vanish; it regroups in the shadows. After the Clone Wars, Maul is no longer a Sith apprentice. He's something far more dangerous, a Shadow Lord, rebuilding his syndicate beyond the Empire's reach. Star Wars The Black Series brings Maul, Shadow Lord, to life in a 6-inch scale with a presence worthy of the underworld. Maul stands cloaked. So here's that. Darth Maul stands cloaked and calculating, twin red blades igniting into a single staff when the moment calls for it. And then we've got, and so Darth Maul's got a cloak. Pretty neat, I would say. Pretty neat. And then we've got Devon Izara joins the conflict with a steady blue saber. Caught between allegiances in a galaxy reshaped by war. And then we've got, there she is. We've got Rook Cast, Arise battle ready, Mandalorian armor, sharp and uncompromising jetpack primed as she enforces Maul's will. So we're getting some Rook Cast again in this, if you remember her from the Clone Wars, one of the loyal Mandalorians, right? She was kind of annoying, but there she is. A lot of people think the armorer from The Mandalorian is Rook Cast, but I don't think so. So she looks good. She looks good. Her new armor looks actually pretty sick. So I'm a fan of that. So it almost looked like she had a little bird on her shoulder, but no, that's just a jetpack. So there's that. And this is a pretty cool review because we've gotten this character in the vintage collection already. So this is more of a Black Series. This is the Black Series version, which I'm not. It's kind of weird how they did the face. The head is weird. It's one big chunk of plastic, which I don't. That looks kind of weird. I would have thought that maybe it would have been like his white mask and then like a cloth soft goods on top. So it looks weird, to be honest. I don't know. That's a weird choice. Maybe it's just because his actual shape of his face and under his mask is kind of like ambiguous, and so they can't really like take the hood off. It's kind of weird how they did that. But he's coming, and he's very cool. So we did see this character in the Ahsoka Tales of the Jedi episode, and so he's gonna have more of a part, this Inquisitor. And he looks good. He looks good besides that weird thing. And so these are all the characters here. So the Darth Maul, I'm not even gonna get this one. I don't think I'm gonna get it. Maybe I'll get it just to like have in the box if the box looks cool. But it really is. It seems like the exact same figure as the last one, that the Clone Wars one, which is a really great figure, by the way. But they just gave him a cloak, which is unfortunate. It's just the same exact thing, so it's kind of hard to get excited about just the same figure again, because but I mean, it's kind of yeah, he's got the robot legs, which is really really cool. I put some rub and buff on my robot legs of this figure that I already have, but apparently this is just his outfit again in the new show. So they, Hasbro can't really make a nice shiny new figure if it's the same exact thing. It's almost like, what's the point? I mean, they could go and redo the sculpt, but what's the point of that? When the sculpt is perfectly fine already. So it's kind of, it almost doesn't make sense. So they did give him the soft goods, which is weird. My mom says his head seems disproportionate to his body. Really? Hmm. Yeah, maybe it does. I do think his face is different. I do think it's a different face, though. He's got like a little smirk, which is cool. I do like that. Nadia says, "Haven't gotten the Clone Wars yet." We haven't. We have not. No, we have not gotten there yet. But yeah, so I'm not excited about Darth Maul. It's almost kind of weird to me that Lucasfilm in general didn't just give Darth Maul a cool new outfit anyway, because Star Wars is all about the toys and making them toyetic. And so you would have thought that, oh, we got to give Darth Maul a new outfit so that we can sell more toys. That just seems like something they would do, and I don't disagree. Bill Figure Go says, "Are we sure this isn't the guy from Insidious?" Well, we're not sure, because that guy sure does look like Darth Maul. He sure does. So I don't know. I feel like I'm think this is on Lucasfilm. They're the ones that gave us the same exact thing. Why didn't Darth Maul get a new outfit? Like at least keep the legs. Like give him a new outfit. That's weird. But I bet you he'll have some other type of new outfit to wear in the show. Maybe we'll get an outfit that's more similar to what he's wearing in his appearance in Solo, but in a animated style, which that would be cool, and I think that would make sense. So maybe we'll get an action figure of that. But my biggest prediction with this show, and it relates to action figures, is this character here, Devon Izara. So I think she is going to be like kind of like a new apprentice for Darth Maul, right? My oh shush, Venom is hissing. Did you hear that? Just because I had to move his butt over a little bit on my lap. But I think this character it's almost obvious. Like she's totally going to be Darth Talon, right? She's a red Twi'lek, and she's becoming like an apprentice under Darth Maul. This is going to be Darth Talon. There's going to be some point in the show where she undergoes maybe they take her to Dathomir and they give her all the tattoos, and we're going to get a canonized Darth Talon, right? Come on. So if you don't know who Darth Talon is, this is Darth Talon, which a lot of the art here is very much like over-sexualized, like fan art. But I'm going to this is Darth Talon, a really cool, like, Darth Maul looking Twi'lek, So I think that's what we're getting from her. I think that's what we're getting. Oh, 1976, Johnny Walker. Hey, man. Johnny says a super chat. Why couldn't Luke Skywalker find love? He was looking in all the wrong places. Let's freaking go. Hey, I appreciate it, man. I mean, I've heard that joke a million times, but it's still a good joke. It's still a good joke, and it's always welcome. I appreciate you so much, man. But I think we'll be getting more action figures from the show. And hopefully, they're keeping the surprises from us. Hopefully that's what's going on here. I would love to see Darth Talon figure. And Go Figure Go also says, smash the like button. Yes, please. That would be great. That'd be great. So that's all the toy news. That's it. We're getting done with the toy news very quick. But what do you think? Are you excited for the show, for Darth Maul Shadow Lord? Lord of the Shadows. I'm very excited. Are you excited for these figures? Are you picking them up? I also did put the pre-order. They're up for pre-order now. So I did actually put the pre-order links in the description too. If you're interested, it's all down there. So Lucian says, slow month for toy news. And you know what? That's cool. I'm totally good with that. I'm totally good with that. And here comes Venom back for more after hissing at me. He just can't get enough. So what do you say we get to the toy photography top 10? So if you're a toy photographer, that's awesome. Toy photography is awesome. It's like the best thing ever. So if you're a toy photographer and you'd like to have your photo featured on Dorkcast, all you got to do is post it on Instagram and use hashtag Sirdork top 10. That's all you got to do. I do think, however, it's also very important to tag me in it, not just doing the but like when you tag what you're posting, tag me in it so then I'm notified, stuff like that. What I always do before I start the show is I go through my tagged photos and I find the 10 to feature. And then I'll just be like, oh, this is cool. And the hashtag is there. I'm going to feature it. And there's many times where I see a photo that's really cool and I'm like, but the hashtag's not there. It's tagged me. So Apertoy, you know what? I'm glad you asked. What happens if I don't have Instagram? Is it become that routine, what I say every time? If you don't have Instagram, I would say, go ahead and make one. I don't want to, well, you don't have to use it. Just put them on there. As long as they're there, they're there. Just put them on there. But what if you're a kid and you're not allowed to have Instagram? Well, that's not a terrible rule, first of all. Ask your mom. Maybe she can post it on her Instagram. Or maybe she'll she can make an Instagram for you or something that's just for your toy photography. And then you can get, featured on here or something like that. Thank you guys for asking the probing questions. Very, very much appreciate it. So let us get into it. The first one here, this is from Lundgren Jacob 5, and says hashtag Sirdork top 10. And I mean, we've got a pretty sweet looking Venom versus Spider-Man. We got a Spider-Verse style photo going on here. With honestly, this is some great photos. It's on top of what looks like one of those cookie tin, those tall like straw cookie things. So honestly, the fact that you're able to get Venom in that pose and he's holding up the other Spider-Man is pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. I think the posing is really great on this. So Lundgren, I think you did a great job with this. Really, really great shot. And I see there's a bunch of prescription pills in the background. I hope you didn't forget, make sure to open up Fridays. I'm just kidding. Really great job with this one, Lundgren. Really, really great job with this one. Coming up next is from Tomorrow 84. You know what? I don't collect Funko. I do appreciate them. I think they're really cute. And I do also think that Funko Pops are really photogenic and they're fun to photograph. And I've done some Funko photography before. And I think it's really fun. I really enjoy it. So this is just a great run of Godzilla. And lots of different edits going on here. But clearly there was a lot of thought and work going into the edit of this. Like you can tell the color grading, there's definitely a tone and with the colors and what's chosen and whatever. And I think it's really cool. And it really emphasizes this is photography of a toy. I'm not trying to make this thing look real. I'm just trying to take a really great photo of it. And I love that. Just embracing it. So Tomorrow 84. Great job. Really like this shot. Next is from Feature Figures. It says, happy 30th anniversary to Pokemon. This franchise has meant so much to me since I chose Totodile in Pokemon Silver. So happy to celebrate with some drawings in the first of my many photos with Charlie and V. Charlie, the Charizard, that's cute. So this is really cute. So this is the Blackies Charizard, I think, right? And the Eevee. So this is just a cute little duo. I like Eevee on Charizard's back like that. I think that's really cute. Hey, Cole. Perfect timing, actually, man. Um, so it's just such a cute shot. Seeing two Pokemon, a big strong one and a cute little one working together, flying. It's just really cute. You got some debris going on. Um, I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker. So really, really great shot. Really great shot. And next we've got Photo Figs, who says, it's in, where's the oh, that doesn't have a translator thing. Well, I think Photo Figs did such a good job with this one, because just look at those sparks. Those sparks are incredible. I almost don't think that he used a firework for this. I almost think he used like a grinder or something. Oh, here we go. Oh no, he used like a fountain, a firework fountain. I love those. I love using those. Those are so fun. And it's so cool. Like if you look at the sparks behind, it like see how the sparks like bounce off of that? When you capture like the sparks bouncing off of things like that, it's so cool. I love doing that. And they also create a whole lot less smoke. That's why I like using those. So it came out great in this shot. You got some sparks in the foreground, the background, which is creating like lots of like different depth of bokehs, big bokehs, small, I love that. So Photo Figs, this is awesome. I'm a big fan of that. Johnny over here says the bokeh. This I remember this was Johnny's style back in the day. Now he's more of the diorama, master. But this was what the fireworks and stuff. Heck yeah. The Spider-Mans. I remember. Um, Carstenzio is coming up next. This is such a cute shot, in a really beautiful location. And I feel like this location is probably even more beautiful towards the summer. Oh no, hang on. There we go. So we've got two scout troopers. One of them is on a speeder bike, like they always are, and the other one is standing next to a Vespa scooter, a little moped looking thing. And the caption says, "What do you mean the other bike is in the garage?" That's so funny. Like, I love photos like this where there's just like interactions between the two characters, and that alone is like enough for like a really cool and fun, entertaining photo. But then you read the caption, and then it gives like some dialogue between them and adds that much more context to the photo, and makes it really great. So I really really love this one. So, and we've got some like tulips in the background and stuff. The sky looks nice. Like it's a very natural feeling photo in the grass, and I love that. It's very tangible. Love that so much. And so what I was thinking, like, because you got these two very isolated trees in the background, which I really like, and I was just thinking, like, wow, that's probably even cooler in the summer when the trees are full of leaves. So, in the springtime, the leaves haven't quite come back yet, which is cool. So anyway, great job, Carstenzio. This is in Dusseldorf. This next shot is from the Kaiju Nerd, and I'm a big Pokemon fan, and the Gen 3 wasn't the first, my first Pokemon games, but they hold some of the most nostalgia to me because they were like the first games that were not a hand me down. First Pokemon games that weren't a hand me down, that weren't given to me from my older brothers or anything. So there's something special in my heart about them. And so Rayquaza, obviously, being there is great. And so I love this sense of scale you've created to really make Rayquaza look and feel humongous like he is, So you've got the big rock in there that's in the middle of whatever I don't remember the name of that rock you go to catch him, that cave. And the use of the cotton, like he's above the clouds, like this is a mountaintop. That the mountaintop is the peak of it is higher than the clouds, and that's what that's where the cotton comes in. And then the digital birds that you added in, that was such a nice touch. That was such a perfect little thing to add to that sense of scale that you're creating with with Rayquaza here, and he does look and feel really huge, even though like, and God darn it. He still looks and feels like a toy, like the cotton stuff, but like with everything else there, he's so massive. So I really like this. Really like this. So really great job, kaiju nerd. Like Rayquaza is kind of like a kaiju. He kind of is. He's a yeah, I need more like a dragon. I mean, dragons, I guess, are kaiju. I don't know. So yeah, really cool job. Really cool job. Anyway, next is from the Alpha Raptor CZ, Scrounging Sinoceratops. This is such a cool shot. There's so much in going on with this photo. There's so much going on with this photo. And so I just opened up this guy in the video that I did earlier this week. It's a really cool figure. But everything you've got going on here, you've got like this whole, looks like, so let me see the swipe. It looks like there's this whole setup going on. And it looks like you really are outside, because you've got this lighting with fog and stuff peeking through, but you've got all this stuff set up, like the upside down truck, and you've got the Chris Pratt figure, I think, and all this other stuff, and it's really just a really cool scene. It feels very cinematic. It feels like a movie still, because everything scales so nicely. It's really, really well done. You really put things together to create a great scene, and you did a really great job with that. Really, really great job. So, and this is taken on the Isla Nublar. Great job, Alpha Raptor. Really great job. This next shot is from Cole's Cave. So Cole just popped in the chat for a second. It says, "So time travel too? Trunks and Cable time travel team up." Which this is cool. This is cool because Trunks obviously a time traveler in Dragon Ball Z, and Cable too. Both guys coming from the future to current day, which is cool. And the posing is good. The posing on Trunks is great. I like this kind of happy-go-lucky feeling that Trunks has, and he's got his hands in his pockets. That's cool. And see, he did a great job with the effects, and I like how they're both using like Doctor Strange warp things to do it. That's awesome. And you did a great job with the lighting on the figures to kind of match the Doctor Strange thing, and that came out really good. So it's a great edit, Cole. You've become a master at Photoshop. Look at that, cozy. Really great job. You're killing it, man. You're killing it. And there he is in the chat. He says, "Thanks, man." So cool. So Go Figure Go says, "Well, how have we made it this far and no one has thought of this?" Right? I mean, it's possible somebody could have, but I've certainly never seen it before. That's for sure. Good job, Cole. And we're going right back to the Hoenn region over here. There's a lot of Pokemon stuff. There's a lot of the Pokemon Day photos. This is from Cody Ferris 92. We've got Groudon. And this is a really interesting, this almost looks like a translucent Groudon figure. And I wouldn't be surprised if this little Groudon is like this big, a tiny little thing. And I think this is really cool because, Groudon is, you find him and he's in that like lava pit kind of, and it makes him feel like, this photo makes it feel like Groudon is at that lava pit, and all of the lava from below him is illuminating him like this. And so that, I think you did a great job with, Cody. And the eye effect you did on the eye is really cool. This is really awesome. And, you don't see a lot of photos like this. One, I guess, just because there's not a ton of, Groudon figures out there. So this is just really cool. Really cool. So Cody Ferris, great job, my friend. And then the last shot of the day is from JP Rex. And we've got a recreation of one of the Mando Grogu posters, but created with Lego. There's something about that recreating a thing using Lego is really cool. And like I think Lego has kind of solidified itself as like one of the most recognizable toy things. So like when you see this, you see, oh, this is the Mandalorian, but it's a Lego version. If you do the same thing with a hot toy or a Black Series, not everybody in the world is going to be like, oh, this is a Black Series. No, everyone's going to know this is Lego. And there's something special about that recognizability that Lego has, that doing recreations like this really works. And so you did a great job. The photo, this is very macro, turning something really big, looking very small. And plus, I'm also just wildly excited for this movie. So JP Rex, Galaxy Far, Far Away, great job. Really great job. And then Lucian says, if you ever stepped on one, you don't know Lego. If you've never stepped on one. Oh, Cody Ferris is here in the chat talking about his thing. It's a 3-inch statue. I knew it. I knew it was going to be a tiny little thing. Great job. Taking something that small and be able to do something like that. That's impressive. It's also ambitious, too, to be able to be like, you know what? I'm going to do this. It's very ambitious. Because if I saw that, I'd be like, heck no, I can't do that. It's too small. Maybe if I had like a 100mm lens, maybe, I don't know. All right, well, let's jump into Q&A. And first in the Q&A are questions from channel members. So I have a membership thing on this YouTube channel. You can join. It's like $2 a month. And one of the perks in the membership is you get to have your questions up here first. I'll usually make a post for the members that say, hey, got any questions? Throw them down there. And then you can throw your questions in, and then I'll answer them first right here on Dorkcast Live. So here we go. Wait, hang on. First question. First question is from Krieg. Krieg is over here. He says, happy Friday. You've been such an inspiration and ambassador to so many toy photographers. Well, thanks, man. That's really nice to hear. What's your advice to practical photographers to keep up with AI? Just keep doing what you're doing. I think, at least where we are right now, I think it's pretty easy to, when someone looks at a picture, to be like, oh, that's so real. That's so real. And the more like tangible your photo feels, what feels like, you're really out there playing with stuff, the more tangible I think it feels, the more, I don't think anyone's going to have to really worry that people are going to know, oh, that's a real photo. So, but I think the best way to even further make sure that's clear is add BTS when you post something. So everything I post, I always include behind the scenes. So like on my Instagram photos, I do the one swipe. So here, I guess here, let me pull it up, just like an example. So this is one of my photos, whatever. So first thing is the picture. And then if you ever were curious, it's not AI, because there's the proof. So something like this just further, and then of course I have this, and so if anyone wants even more info. So I definitely think it's very pleasing to a viewer to see how it was done, and so just adding a quick BTS reel is great, and then doing a real video, like a Instagram Reels kind of version. You're seeing the BTS first, and then you see the photo. So like, there's no question about it. So yeah, I would definitely say add some BTS. Good. That's a great question. Very good question. Next one's from Lirit. Says, I have a question and also a video idea. If you'd like to use it, what Mafex would you recommend for your first Mafex? I'm thinking the new Venom Let There Be Carnage. Anytime I get this question, like, oh, I want to start collecting, what's the first this I should get? What's the first Marvel Legend? What's the first? Just get what you think is the coolest. I can't really answer that. Like, I would just say, get what you think is the coolest. Get what character you like the most. And if Venom is one of your favorite characters, get the Venom. Just get what you think is the coolest. So I would say, yeah, go for the Venom. I don't have that figure, but I heard it's good. and it's a pretty new one too. So I bet you it's available. And said the video idea. My video idea is you can recreate old photos and compare them. I really should do that more. Um, but I probably wouldn't do like a whole video on that, but like because I'm doing more of the like new figure centered videos plus some photography at the end. So I should do that more where I'm just like I'm recreating an old photo. I should do that more often because there's definitely some old ones that I'd like to do. So you know what, Mullet, I think I'll do that. I think I will do that. Omni says, what's a figure trend that you truly dislike? Certain engineering, paint, scale, anything you can think of, really. A figure trend I really don't like. That's interesting. Can anybody think of any? What's something that is a trend in figures that I do not like? Hmm. Well, I mean, can't really. This doesn't really count, but uh, I hate when a figure has such spiky hair that when I'm trying to change the head, I like stab my finger because it's so spiky. But that's not really yeah, the figure's fault. Mattis says single joints on SH Figure Arts. Yeah, I think we're at a point where double jointed things should be the case. I agree with that. Man, that's something that I'll taking more so build a figure. It's nothing new, but it's just never appealed to me. That's fair. I think a lot of people don't like that. I like to build a figure because it does incentivize you to buy more. I think that's kind of a smart way to do that. As long as you're not paying extra because of the build a figure. That stinks. That definitely stinks. Um Crap. I think I was just thinking of this. What was it? I'll have to think about that. Omni. I'm gonna have to think about that, man. Thanks for the question, dude. Domesticated Caveman says, hey man, TGIF for real. What's something you believed about toy photography 5 years ago that you completely disagree with now? Um, well, one thing that I guess I was insecure about was like style. For toy photography, like what's my style? And I have to follow my style. Well, first of all, whatever your style is, you don't choose that. The style just kind of happens. I mean, like, I guess you could choose it, but the style just kind of happens. Whatever you end up doing, it just becomes like your mo. Just kind of ends up being your mo. And so I definitely felt like I had a style at the time, and I felt like I couldn't really do anything that was outside of that, and I never did it. Like, and that style at the time was like practical effects. I had to have like fireworks or like moving water or dirt debris. Like I had to have that in the photo somewhere because I thought without it, it would be a bad photo and it wouldn't be Sirdork like. And that's just not true. My style is whatever the frig I feel like doing. That's what it is. Apertory says, "What's the meaning of life?" That, see, that's exactly what I'm saying. No, but yeah, your style, I would say don't even worry about it unless you really do want to stick to something. And you feel, I just feel like you don't need to. You just do whatever you want, and that's your style. Your style is whatever you want. Rio Vidyamaka. Sorry, man. I know I screwed that up. But he says, have you ever been approached or warned by locals, like residents or security guards, when you were taking photos of your toys somewhere, and then they told you you're not allowed to take photos there, and that you need to ask permission first? Yes, I definitely have. Um, not a lot, but there was one time I was in a public park, and I wanted to use fireworks, and I did. And so in the public park, there were these big pipes, like these big, I don't know, these big pipes. And I thought they were cool. And I wanted to photograph in them and these fireworks. And somebody got really mad at me. It was like yelling at me and swearing at me and like calling me like stupid. Uh, it was kind of silly, and so I ended up doing the photo elsewhere, and then the photo ended up being better elsewhere. But I don't know, whatever. Um, the let's see, and then so, one time I was shooting like by a dumpster because I thought it looked really cool and urban, and I had this, the security guard told me to leave. It was very very nice, but yeah, that happens, especially when you're doing it in anywhere on private property. Yeah, it's definitely gonna happen. Um, so next, there's a great question, Rio. Really great question. Theo says, I strongly believe that toy photography can advertise literally anything. What's your opinion? Oh, definitely. 100%. Um, and done in the right way for sure. And there's a lot of proof of that. There's a lot of proof of that. Like um, Plastic Action, who is one of my biggest inspirations. I think he's such a great guy, and he's had such incredible success. But he's worked with some pretty major brands, like ESPN and stuff like that, which has nothing to do with toys, but advertised stuff like that through them. He worked with like Allstate once, doing toy photography, and used like Arnold Schwarzenegger figures because they were doing like an Arnold like Super Bowl ad at the time. So yeah, it's there's proof of it. It's an art form, and if you want to use that art form, that medium to relay something, then you go for it. Mattis said, "Who's your favorite YouTuber? Should I buy the Mexico Mask figure for $250? If you got a figure for every mile you ran, how long could you run?" Okay, well, who's my favorite YouTuber? Um, I consume YouTube, but not a whole lot. There's a movie podcast that I really like a lot, like just about like movies and stuff, called the John Campea Show. I like him a lot. I also watch the Corridor Crew YouTube channel a lot. Like usually when I'm eating lunch, I'll watch one of their videos. Very educational too. Really really cool. I mean, quote unquote educational. I learned from it. Should I buy the Mezco Mask figure? I would have that figure, to be honest, and I didn't pick it up because if I were to buy like I thought about it, but I would rather have a Jim Carrey, like very specifically Jim Carrey mask, like than I would. And I know that they exist, but I think I missed out on them. And if you had a figure for every mile you ran, how long? I mean, I can only run so long, but I don't know, 5 miles. Maybe hopefully they're all hot toys per mile. Theo says, "Hey Jared, tell us your favorite outdoor shooting location." Oh, it's Peebles Island, dude. So I live in Cohoes, New York, which is a village in Albany County. So Albany's the capital of New York, and the Hudson River is a major river in New York State, and there's a little area in the river in which there's actually little islands in the middle of the Hudson River. And there's a few of them. There's Green Island and this, but one of them is called Peebles Island, and it's a park. It's a state park, and it's amazing. It's like in the middle of Cohoes, freaking New York, in the middle of whatever. It's beautiful, and obviously I go there in so many of my photos, and I could never. I don't know. Even if I moved away, I would go back there just for photos. I love Peebles, and if you've watched probably any video of mine, there's a 90% chance I go to Peebles Island to take a photo. It's such an amazing place. Brother Dennis is here. Hello, Jared. I was wondering if is it necessary to have a watermark on your photos? Just curious. I don't think it's necessary at all. I think there's two main reasons to do it. One is just like you put your little stamp on it. You put your little signature. Boop, that's me. And another way is to like put it somewhere so then if someone takes your photo off, they rip it off Instagram and they post it on their page, try to get likes without giving you credit. So like for mine, I don't really put it in a place where like if someone takes my photo, they'll get tons of credit, whatever. So it's on the bottom, so it's very easy to like crop out my watermark. I just put it there, so just a little signature. But some people put it like really blatantly in like creatively in their photo, like in the center of it. So that even if someone does decide to steal it and put it somewhere, your watermark's there and your name is on it and there's nothing they can do about it. Um, so you're always getting credit. Some people just hate the idea of watermarks and they think that it totally, um, it makes the photo look bad for having it. I think that's also fair. So I would say, no, it's not necessary, but I like to do it. It's fun. And you get to like make a fun, creative watermark and, just something to make it feel like your own. And then Rio, there was a couple of good questions in here. So he says, you can skip this if you won't spill it. It might be too personal. When you work or do toy picks for official brands like you've been doing, did you ever voluntarily reach out to them by showing your portfolios via their emails and then they accepted and hired you to do one? Or was it them reaching out to you first? Well, it's almost always them reaching out to me. It's really hard to reach out to a company and say like, "Hey, I'm a photographer. I would love to take pictures for you, and you have to pay me for pics." It's hard to do that because companies will only really respond. Well, not necessarily respond, but like they'll only really like accept you for that if they're looking for a photographer. It's hard for and um so like if a company is looking for a photographer, they're going to seek one out and find one. So like if I were to reach out to Hasbro and be like, "Hey, I'm a photographer. I love to take pictures for you. Here's my portfolio." They'd probably look at me and be like, "We don't need a photographer right now. We're good. Like we've got our guy. We don't need it." Um so I think it's so I don't really do a lot of like outgoing like stuff like that. Like I don't usually reach out myself. I just put myself out there as best as I can, make sure my services are very clearly made available and reach out to me. And then if somebody needs me, they can reach out because that's the best way to do it. I feel like you'll wait. I don't want to say it's a waste of time because, for every, however many things you reach out to, you could get someone that says, "Yeah, we'll hire you." But I think it's better, your time is better spent, making your portfolio and your presence online stronger. So then when somebody needs you, they'll find you and they'll reach out to you. So I think it's better. Yeah. Um, Apertoy says, if you build it, they will come. Yeah. I say it's better. You're better off spending your time growing your presence and making your work so beautiful that, when someone's like, "I need a toy photographer," they're looking for specifics. And then that's where almost all of my things have been. It says, any tips to increase the chance for brands reaching out to us for the business inquiries in case of toy photography? Yeah, just make your work as amazing as possible and make your presence as easily found for when they do need you, they'll find you. And usually when the companies need somebody, they don't just like type in toy photography and then they're like the first one that comes up, like, "Oh, this person has 1 billion followers. Let's reach out to them." No, they'll have a lot of things. They'll usually they have a very specific type of thing in mind that they want for their photos. Like they have specific style, and they're trying to find someone that kind of meets that style. And they also, they want to find someone that will be within their budget and whatever. So there's a bunch of stuff. And are you doing this Dorkcast once per week? Yes, every Friday. Every Friday. And it says, "Sorry for the bad English. LOL." English is amazing. It's better. Your English is way better than any other language I speak besides English. Your English is probably better than my English. So thanks so much for all the member questions, everyone. Those are really great questions. Really, really great. Really great questions. So if you've got any questions, if you're watching now, throw them in the chat. And I'll do my best to answer them. I'll do my best. Poptography says, if you're interested in working in a commercial studio, start out by being an assistant. You'll learn so much and you'll be in the loop for when positions open if you've been consistent. That's great advice. See, I have absolutely zero experience photographing like in a studio. I just take pictures here They send me stuff and I take pics. Oh, and here's Rio in the chat. Hey, man. Leo's toy photo says, "Have you played the new Pokopia game?" I sure have. I spent a lot of time playing yesterday. It was great. Yesterday, Nadia and I made pizza, and then we played Pokopia. It was Poco Pizza Day. It is awesome, and the game's great. I really love it. I really love it. I can't wait to play more. It's great. Yeah, I love it. I love it so much. I can't wait to play more. Rabbit says, "Did you see higher review of the Destroya figure?" Yes, I did. I talked about it earlier, and it looks great. It looks really, really great. Jason says, "Question: Why do you only do Instagram but not Facebook for toy photography?" I do. Well, as for my photography, yeah, I post on Facebook also. I do, but I only use Instagram for the Dorkcast thing, just because I like to keep it centralized. Like if I'm making this little top 10 thing to put on here, it's much easier for me and practical to use one platform to choose all 10 photos. And Instagram is the biggest toy photography center right now. So I'll go with that. But as far as posting, I post on Facebook, and actually, it's really great. Posting on Facebook is really good. I've had my Sirdork Facebook account for definitely less than a year. Maybe I don't know, like 7 or 8 months, and I'm already at like 55,000 followers. It's really you should definitely post on Facebook. You're gonna get some really frank and blunt, sometimes really mean, stupid comments, but sometimes they're just funny. I should make a whole segment on this live stream where I just talk about really stupid things people say on my Facebook comments. Skamuki do, hey man, says your home is your studio. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You're right. Can you make a corrupted Titan 13 to give it clawings? I don't even know what a corrupted Titan 13 is, my friend. I mean, it sounds like a cool thing because I'm always interested in all the T13 variants. Morit says, "Can you please give my friend a shout out? He's a big fan." What's your friend's name? Morit's friend. Yeah, of course. Pokey says, "Just recently found your channel and I was instantly a fan. We don't agree on a lot of figures, but I still enjoy the reviews and photos. Keep it up, homie." That's so cool, man. I appreciate that so much. Thank you for watching. And I think it's awesome when your people, when you are anyone is able to like say, yeah, you know what, I disagree, but that's fine. Like there's plenty of people that that I watch and something. I'll be like, I disagree so much, but okay, oh well. So cool. I'm so glad that happens. But in my opinion, action figures is definitely a subjective thing. So like when I like something and you don't like something, that's just it hits us all differently. Unless the figure like breaks, then it's like that's not so subjective. The nice great caveman says, "I think you just take photos, do a YouTube channel if that's your jam, and do it for a few years. Eventually you'll master your craft and someone will notice." Yeah, I think that's it. Just put yourself out there online, whether it be YouTube or whatever. If you are hoping for someone to reach out, there you go. Jamelin Park says, "Do you recommend getting the Ling Jahan leatherback or waiting to see if other companies do with Pacific Rim Kaiju?" I mean, the figure itself is really amazing. It's a really great figure. I personally think it's way too stinking blue, and I think it's so it's so funny because just almost everyone kind of disagreed with me because I made the video on it and I said that it was way too blue for me and I didn't like it. And most of the comments are just saying, "And you are being so silly." Most of the comments are saying, "Well, it's blue because of this." I'm like, I get why, but that doesn't make me like it. So if you're okay with it being as blue as it is, then definitely get it because it's awesome. And I don't think there's really any other companies making Pacific Rim figures in this scale at the moment. So I think if you were to wait, I don't know if that would be a good idea. Unless you want to get the old leatherback made by NECA, which would probably be expensive. But I would say go for it. If you're okay with it being blue, go for it. Next collector says, what is the most important thing for you in a photo? The environment, lighting, pose. I know all are important, but which one should you focus on the most? So for me, the environment is actually one of the, I guess it depends on what kind of photo I'm doing. The environment actually matters to me, I think, the least sometimes, because I do a lot of photos just on my, my kitchen counter, and that's a pretty boring area. But I think there's something about the kitchen counter photos that makes it feel like a Toy Story, like toys are coming alive. There's something that I like about that. Um, I think honestly, lighting is so important. I think lighting is it could be the number one thing. Honestly, I don't know, if your lighting is or if my lighting is not up to my standards, I'm like no, I can't do this. But all the other ones, I think I would be willing to budge a little bit. So it might be lighting. Might be lighting, but like you said, they're all very important. But yeah, might be lighting. That's crazy. Leo's toy photo says, "Nice. I took a photo of Ho-Oh yesterday. It reminded me of the first episode of the show." Yeah, that's got to be the intention, because the first episode of the Pokemon anime, you see Ho-Oh, a Gen 2 Pokemon, which is crazy. So I think you're right. And when you see Ho-Oh flying around, some feathers, some rainbow feathers may drop from the sky. Jason says, my next question, have you ever thought about getting Star Trek figures? No, just because I'm not really a Star Trek person. I don't think Star Trek's bad. I've never personally gotten into it, so I've never really. And there's not a whole lot of Star Trek love for action figures, really. Not like Star Wars, right? I know there's definitely some out there, but yeah, not for me. Not for me. Lee says, I'm a huge fan of your creations, but I can't buy one of my creations. Well, I mean, you don't have to buy anything. All you got to do is just sit back and watch a video. And that's all that you got to do. Well, thanks. I appreciate it, Reese. Oh, Noah is your buddy's name. Well, Noah, I hope you're doing great. Thanks for being a fan, dude. Appreciate you. Hey, Peace Bricks. NWO Pollywood says, Sirdork, I love your work. I am so proud that you're from the Capital District. I'm a Shen graduate from Clifton Park. All right. That's cool. I used to live in Clifton Park. My girlfriend Nadia lives in Clifton Park. She went to Shen also. That's pretty cool. Small world. All right. I went to Guilderland High School. That's where I went. Reese says, hey, can I get a shout out? I mean, if you just type in a question, into the chat, that's I'm gonna shout you out. You don't have to ask. I wish I could create one of them, but my 3D printer is too small. I don't even have a 3D printer, so you're further along than I am. Isobel says, yo, Sirdork, I've been watching for a while on my other channel, but can I get a shout out? I'm really trying to grow and do stop motion. Well, here you are. Here he is. But I will tell you, a shout out from me is a whole lot less valuable than just a really good video. I could shout you out right now and maybe you get like 2 subscribers. But if you make a really good video and it does really well, you're going to get way more than that. I'm telling you. But good luck on your channel, man. That's awesome. Stop motion is really hard, and I don't really like doing it, and I admire anyone who does. Hey, Chaos Collects. Reese Cook says, question, do you know Gokai? If you do, can you make a T13 of Gokai Black? Like Goku Black? I don't know Gokai, but I know Goku Black. I don't make any T13s. I don't have a 3D printer. But I figured goes this question, if you had to live in a Pokeball, what are the top 3 things to bring with you? Pokeball. What would I bring with me? To spend some time in there? I mean, I'd bring my Switch so I could play more Pokopia. And I would bring Venom to count as a thing, and Toxin. That's what I would bring. Pokey says, like I said, still new to the channel. This is actually my first time catching a live stream. Have you ever checked out any of the Action Force figures? Action Force. Oh yeah, the Big Bad Toy Store ones. I don't own any of them. I do have one of the Fresh Monkey Fiction figures, the Santa Claus, which is still in that same world, right? I think that this is the Big Bad Toy Store exclusives, right? But I have seen them at Legion's Con. They had a big they had one of the Big Bad Toy Store booths there, so I have seen them. They do look pretty cool. They do look really cool. Cody Ferris says, do you think we will get another good Ash Ketchum figure at any time soon? You know what? I think it's kind of there's a huge. It's amazing to me. The Pokemon is the juiciest IP out there for the most part, and there's such a huge base out there for collectors and stuff. And the fact that nobody is capitalizing on human character action figures from Pokemon is wild to me. And the first thing is obviously Ash Ketchum and stuff. That's number one. I don't know why no one's doing it. We need like all of the characters from the video games. You know, we got Silver and all of the trainer. Well, okay, if Figma is doing it, Figma's doing it, but the choices they're doing on the characters is absolutely weird. Like they did the Dragon Galar gym leader, like with Duraludon, like one of the most. Okay, well, I don't want to say one of the most, but an incredibly forgettable character when they have all of these iconic characters that you can be bringing to action figures, and it's like, why are they? It's so weird. And so, yeah, we have gotten Ash before, but a new one, yeah, what the heck? We need one. I hope so. We definitely will at some point. We have to. Logan says, "What's your favorite action figure?" Mayfix, Mandalorian 2.0, Chrome Edition. Cody Ferris says, "Have you tried Flash photography?" Do you mean photography with the Flash from the Justice League? Sure, of course. No, like using the Flash on the camera. No, I never have, but I have seen some people use it for toy photography with success. But to be honest, I'm not. I don't even really know how to do it very well, so I would need to learn. Snacks, iPad, and some protein shakes for the sweet gains to bring with you for in the Pokeball. Yeah, so then after you're done training out of the Pokeball, you can go back in and then have your protein. Godzilla Goat Edit says, "I really love Haya toys, but I can't lie. Why do they take forever to release figures? But it's kind of worth the wait because their figures are amazing." Honestly, I don't think it's necessarily like why do they wait so long. I'm sure there was licensing and all kinds of stuff, but why did they decide to share the and reveal their figures so early? Further from the release. If we just destroy it, if they just decided to reveal the thing 6 months from now, then it wouldn't be such a long wait. It's just it's weird how they choose to just reveal it so early. It's weird. Noah Hendry says, "Hi, Sirdork. I need a name for my photography channel. Can you give me an idea?" So you got Noah. You can do like, let's see, Noah. How about like Noah's Art? Because like Noah's Ark, but like art. I don't know. Or Noah's Figures. Or I don't know. Something. It's usually like something short and sweet is good. Like Sirdork. It's like short and sweet. I don't know. Something catchy with Noah. Art of Noah 22. Something like that. I don't know why I stuck 22. Yeah, think of something like that. No, like Noah's Art. I don't know. May says it's from AM Japan version Super Mega Force Power Rangers show. I mean, I love the Super Mega Force Power Rangers. That's like my favorite one, but I don't know what you're talking about, my friend. Monster Force. Question: did you hear the rumor Miguel is doing an hour show once a month, and if you are and if you are ready to be a guest, asking for Miguel. So, are you bringing 30 and Bo back? So, Go Figure is speaking in the third person. He's talking about himself, Miguel. All right, 30 and Go, right? I mean, yeah. When you brought me on that one time, that was very fun. That was like a really enjoyable time. Oh, the Go Kiger Black. That's what you're talking about. The Go Kiger. You know what? I have the Gokai red and silver, and Go Say Night. So I do have a couple of those. Do have a couple of those. Next collection says, "What is the most challenging photo you've ever taken?" I mean, the one you shot like 837 times, and in the end, you were like, "No, I'm not doing this," and changed to a totally different scenario. I have definitely had some shots that I've had to take it and be like, nope, I have to go back and do this crap all over again. I don't have to do that as much because a lot of the times, and I don't have to do that as much anymore because a lot of the times, it was usually something with focus or something like that. And so now when I shoot, I take more precautions. Like I take more test photos first and double check everything before I'm like, okay, now I can take the actual shot. Um, but there was this one Pokemon photo from a long time ago where I did one. I posted it on my Instagram again recently under the special Pokemon Day thing with Articuno. There was like Articuno in the winter and like Ash is like, whoa, it's a cool like legendary Pokemon photo. That one took me 3 separate nights. I kept screwing up over and over, redoing it. But yeah, I definitely it's a frustrating feeling, but every time that happens, you learn so much from it. It's always really worth it going back and doing it again, you know. Wheel says a store near me is selling a Joyman Toys animal trainer. Oh, I forgot about that third party Ash Ketchum. I forgot. I remember I shared that on Dorkcast. I was talking about it. I forgot. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Wow, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, I should have got that and done a review on that. Man, I should have done that. Apotoy says, "What's your second favorite figure?" To the Mando 1.0. Yeah, second favorite. Uh, hmm. I'm still very impressed with the Link figure. Um, from Breath of the Wild. That's one of the most impressive things. To be honest, I really like that third party Kratos. That one really blew my mind. I can't remember the last time I was that like just excited. Like I think if you watch that video, you can kind of hear the excitement in my voice. I'm just so that one. It might be that one. That figure is really like I just couldn't believe it. Um, Gesture Gallery says, grab the Hush Superman first postcard from Toying Around. Oh, that's so cool. Gesture Gallery. That's so crazy. Well, the Toying Around, I think I'm out of those postcards. But I'll be doing the Toying Around block party again this year in June. I'm doing it again. I have my table locked in. So that's cool. That's cool. Oh, so Noah, there's tons of great ideas in the chat. Pokey says, cat dad to cat dad. I have an old cat with 3 legs named Stubby. Oh, she's a doll. My younger cat named Boo from Dragon Ball. But the vet spelled it Boo, so I figured the Mario Boo was acceptable. That's so funny. Well, I'm so happy to hear that Stubby is still going strong. And Boo, that's so funny. If you ever get another cat and it's like just like Boo, but it's like nicer, you should name him Oob. Remember that? Whatever happened to Oob? Godzilla Dork, and it says, "Will you ever try transformable Transformer figures, or will stay with non-transforming?" I don't know. I really don't enjoy the Transformer figures. I think like transforming them it's just like I mean, I want to say it's too hard for me to do, but if I put enough effort into it, I'm sure I could figure it out. But I don't personally have enough interest to like learn how it transforms to transform it. And I think the transforming part of the toy, which is really an impressive piece of engineering to make that work. I think it takes away from the quality of the figure itself, and it's because there's so much of it is going towards making sure it can transform. So I would just rather have a Venom. Don't do it. He's been knocking stuff over to get my attention lately. Jeez. Yeah, I'll probably stick with the non-transforming ones, to be honest. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, I know that's it's the whole point of Transformers, right? Jester Gallery just picked up the Mesh Toy Scarlet Hero and Ultimate Neighbor. Nice. The Scarlet Hero looks good. It does. Could you show me Venom from Marvel Legends Spider-Man 2 toy? It's way up there, buried in other figures. But there's a video on it. I did do the video on it. It's a cool figure, for sure. Cody says, since you got me into toy photography, now when I pull up in my driveway, my 12-year-old son is out there taking pictures of his action figures, and I got 3 other people doing photographies. That is so cool. You're spreading the good word. And it's kind of crazy how easy it is to get into it. People see it like that's fun, and then they get, wow, good for you, man. You've gotten 4 people to do it. That's so cool. That's so awesome. Great job. That's so freaking cool. Wheel says, can I send you the link when it's available? Yeah, sure, definitely. Send it over to me. I wonder if it's still available. I feel like I should have gotten that one. I totally forgot that figure existed. Noah made his channel already. It's called Noah's Art. H6G, Noah's Art. All right. Cool. I'm glad you went for it. Gemmarin says, I really liked the Mega review. I think it makes sense to group similar figures like that. I wouldn't mind seeing you include previous figures in your shots of new figures more often. Just a thought. Wouldn't mind seeing you include previous figures in your shots of the. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. So with the dino one that I just did, adding older dinos into it as well. Yeah, I guess I did kind of do that. I did add one in there, but I could have added a big Spino in the background. That could have been cool. Yeah, I should do that more often, huh? All right. Pokey says, oh, well, I have 2 identical black cats, probably parent and child. That's crazy. We named Shadow and Shady. That's cute. Also, my neighbors have an all-white cat named Casper. He's awful. What? Casper's supposed to be the friendly ghost. So I guess Casper's not living up to the name, huh? I do like the name Casper, though. That's awesome. I'm glad, the cat lifestyle is thriving over there. Logan says, are T13 action figures worth it? I mean, they're cheap as heck, so they got to be real bad. If you buy one for $1, they got to be real bad for it to be not worth $1, So I would say, yes, they are. All right, then. Well, I think I'm going to call it here. Been going for an hour and a half. Perfect timing. Thank you so much, everyone, for sticking around and being a part of the show and asking questions and just choosing to spend some time out of your day to hang out here with me. I appreciate it very much. Big mega unboxing video, the first of its kind, coming this weekend on Sunday. So please be excited for that, and have a great weekend. Stay warm, all that stuff, and see you soon.